So the conditional is false only if it is true and false. T and F is false. In other cases it is true. In case of disjunction, if it is F and F, false and false, then only the statement is false. In other cases it is true. 4 is an even integer. The negation of this is 4 is not an even integer. If a quadrilateral is a square, then it is a rectangle is represented as P conditional to Q. Hello dear students, welcome to this session of Discrete Mathematics class. I am Mr. Niranjan, Faculty Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Today in this session, I am going to take the problem based on construction of a truth table, which we have discussed in the previous class. Now let us come to the first problem. If the truth values of the proposition P, Q, R are true, true and false respectively, then the truth values for the compound proposition is, now here already given the truth value of P is T, truth value of Q is T, and the truth value of R is F. So therefore what is required to find is the truth value of P conditional to Q conjunction R. Now what is given? The truth value of P is true and the truth value of Q is also true, and for R it is false. Now what is to find? The truth value for P conditional to Q conjunction R. Now let us construct the table. This is P, Q, R, then Q conjunction R, then P conditional to Q conjunction R. So listen to me here. This is the table. So write down the elements. What are the elements given? P is true, Q is true, R is false. These are the given condition. P is true, Q is true, R is false. Now write down the conjunction for these two, Q and R. Conjunction, and conjunction means if it is true and true, then only true. In other cases it is false. So since this is true and false is false. True and false is false. Again, write down the conditional statement for these two. Conditional statement for true and F. So true and F is always F. So you know the conditional statement, true and false is false. In remaining cases it is true. So therefore the compound proposition P conditional to Q conjunction R is always false. This is equal to false for the given truth values T, T and F. That's it. Hope you followed. Okay. Now let us come to the next problem. Same. P disjunction or conjunction Q. Now we know the truth value of P is T, Q is equal to T and R is equal to F. Now split the table. This is P, Q, R, then write down P disjunction R and then P disjunction R and conjunction of Q. That's it. So see here. Now what is P? P is true, Q is also true, R is false. This is the given values. So now write down the disjunction for P and R. So P is true and false. So in case of disjunction, if it is F and F, false and false, then only the statement is false. In other cases it is true. So for disjunction, the disjunction of true and F is true. Disjunction of true and false is true. Again, write down the conjunction for these two. Conjunction for P disjunction R and Q for these two. So the conjunction of true and true is equal to true. True and true is true. Right. That's it. So therefore, what is the conclusion? Therefore, P disjunction R conjunction Q is equal to true. That's it. Okay. Hope you followed. Right. Let us come to the next problem. What is the next problem? P conjunction negation Q conditional to R. So what is given? We know P is equal to true, Q is also true and R is equal to false. These are the statements given. These are the truth values given. Now let us split this. P, Q, then negation of Q and R, then P conjunction negation Q, then the final statement P conjunction negation Q conditional to R. That's it. See, P, then Q, then negation of Q, again R, then P conjunction negation Q, and conditional to R. P conjunction negation Q conditional to R. So let us write down the truth values. What are given? P is equal to true, Q is also true, and negation R is equal to F. These are the given condition. True, true and false. Now what is negation of Q? Negation of true is false. Okay. Now write down the conjunction for these two. P conjunction negation Q. So conjunction for true and false. So conjunction is only if it is true and true, then it is true. In other cases it is false. So the conjunction of true and false is false. Right. Now write down the conditional for P conjunction negation Q and R, the conditional statement for these two. What is the conditional statement? If it is true and false, it is false. In other cases, it is true. So false and false is also equal to true. That's it. Okay. Now therefore, what is the conclusion? Therefore, P conjunction negation Q conditional to R is true. Is true. That's all. Is true. Right. Now let us come to the next problem. Same, P conditional to Q conditional to R. So we know what is P. The truth value of P is T. Q is also T. And for R it is false. Now split this. P, Q, R. Write down Q conditional to R. Then P conditional to Q conditional to R. That's it. Okay. See here. Now what is P? The truth value of P is true. For Q the truth value is true. For all it is false. Now what is right? Q conditional to R. Q conditional to R. So you know true and false is false in case of conditional. Q and R. True and false is false. Okay. Next. Again P conditional to Q conditional to R. So the conditional statement between these two. P conditional to Q conditional to R. Again true and false. The conditional for true and false is again it is false. So it is false. So therefore what is the conclusion? Therefore P conditional to Q conditional to R is a false statement. That's it. Okay. Hope you followed. So these are simple problems for 2 marks. Now let us come to the next type, negation. This is very important, the negation. So what is the negation? Suppose if P is a compound proposition, then the negation of this P is denoted as negation P, that is nothing but not P, is called the negation. If P is a compound proposition, then the negation of P is denoted as, this is the symbolic representation of negation P, and that is called not P. Now let us consider, for example, here what is given? P is an even integer. What is given? P, 4 is an even integer. P is an even integer. So the negation of P, so the negation of this P is, negation of P is not P. So that is equal to, that is 4 is not an even integer. That's it. This is the answer. So the negation of this statement is 4 is not an even integer. Now let us consider another example. What is given? 7 is a prime number. So 7 is a prime number means the negation of this is, negation of P is equal to 7 is not a prime number. 7 is not a prime number. That's it. 7 is not a prime number. So 4 is not an even integer and 7 is not a prime number. These are the negation for the given statement. So if P is a given proposition, then not P is called as the negation of P. So here what is given? 4 is an even integer. The negation of this is 4 is not an even integer. 7 is a prime number. The negation of this is 7 is not a prime number. That's it. This is how we are going to write the negation for the given proposition. Let us come to the next set of problems. Here the problem statement is given. We have to represent the given statement in a symbolic manner. So here, if two triangles are similar, then their areas are equal. They are equal. Their areas are equal, expressed in a symbolic manner. If let us consider this as P and this as Q. See here, if two triangles are similar, then their areas are equal. So what is P here? So here the given condition is if then we have taken then here and if then. So if then comes means then definitely this is a conditional statement. So therefore, what is the condition? You have the symbolic representation of this is P conditional to Q. That is, if two triangles are similar, then their areas are equal. So therefore, the statement two triangles are similar is P and their areas are equal is called Q. So the symbolic representation for this, if two triangles are similar, then their areas are equal is P conditional to Q. That's it. Okay. Now let us come to the next problem. If a quadrilateral is a square, then it is a rectangle. Here also, if then is used. That means if a quadrilateral is a square, then it's a rectangle. Here, if then, the condition is if then means definitely this is nothing but a conditional statement. So therefore, see here, what is P? This is P. Quadrilateral is a square, it is a rectangle is Q. So if a quadrilateral is a square, then it is a rectangle is represented as P conditional to Q. Now let us come to the next problem. If I study hard and get a merit seat, then I am happy. So here also the first it is if is given and here it is then. Definitely a conditional statement is also there. And if I study and hard and get, so that means let us consider as P, Q and R. So here P is nothing but P is I study hard and get merit means P conjunction to Q, P conjunction to Q. Then I am happy, then I am happy means this is the biconditional statement. See, if I study hard is P conjunction Q, then I am happy means P conjunction Q conditional to R. So the given statement is P conjunction Q conditional to R. So what is P here? P is nothing but I study hard. What is Q? I will get a merit seat. And I am happy is R. So P conjunction Q conditional to R means if I study hard and get a merit seat, then I am happy. That's it. Okay. Very simple. This is the symbolic way of representing the given compound statement. Now, let us come to the next very important concept, that is converse, inverse and contrapositive. This is very important. Converse, inverse and contrapositive of a given conditional statement. For a conditional statement, how to write the converse, inverse and the contrapositive. So, converse, inverse and contrapositive for a given conditional statement. Now, but let us consider the given conditional statement as P is conditional to Q. If P is conditional to Q, then the conditional Q to P is called the converse of P and Q. That is, the conditional statement Q to P is called the converse. So, the converse is denoted as, converse is nothing but Q conditional to P is called the converse. The converse of the given conditional statement P conditional to Q is Q to P. Similarly, the conditional statement not negation of P conditional to negation of Q is called as the inverse. So, what is the inverse? Inverse of the given statement is negation of P conditional to negation Q is called as the inverse. Negation of P conditional to negation Q is called as the inverse. And the last one is the contrapositive. So, the conditional negation of Q conditional to negation of P is called as the converse for the given conditional P conditional to Q. Now, what is the converse of P conditional to Q? Negation of Q conditional to negation of P is called as the converse of the given statement. So, therefore, Q conditional to P is called as the converse. Then negation of P conditional to negation is called as the inverse, and negation of Q conditional to negation of P is called as the contrapositive of the given statement. So, converse is Q conditional to P, inverse is negation of P conditional to negation of Q, and contrapositive is negation of Q conditional to negation of P is called the inverse, converse and contrapositive for the given conditional statement P conditional to Q. Very simple concept. For any given conditional statement P conditional to Q, if you reverse Q conditional to P is called as the converse. Reverse is nothing but the converse Q conditional to P. And what is the inverse? Inverse is nothing but The negation of P conditional to negation Q is the inverse. And again, what is the contrapositive? The contrapositive is again is nothing but negation of Q conditional to negation P. Negation of Q conditional to negation P is called the contrapositive. Negation of P conditional to negation of Q is called the inverse, and Q conditional to P is called as the converse. So these are the converse, inverse, and contrapositive for the given conditional statement. Now based on this, let us take a problem. Now write the converse, inverse, and contrapositive for the following statement. Now if I work hard, then I get the grade. What is P here? P, this is the conditional statement. If, then I get P. If I work hard is P. What is Q here? Q is nothing but I get the grade. Okay, I get the grade, right? Now let us come to the first one. What is first one? Write down the converse. First one is the converse. What is converse? Converse is nothing but Q conditional to P. Q conditional to P. What is Q? If I get the grade, then I work hard. This is the converse. This is called the converse. Q conditional to P. If I get the grade, then I work hard. Okay. Next, second, converse. Next one is the inverse. Inverse of this is negation of P conditional to negation of Q. What is that? Negation of P. Negation of P. If I work hard, negation for this is if I will not work hard. The negation of this is if I will not work hard, then negation for this is I will not get the grade. That's all. This is the negation. See, inverse of this is if I will not work hard, then I will not get the grade. That's it. Okay. So even you can also use if I do not work hard, then I do not get the seat. So third one, let us write the third one. What is the third one? Contrapositive. Contrapositive is nothing but negation of Q conditional to negation of P. Now write negation of Q. Negation of Q is if I do not get, instead of will I can use do not. I do not get the grade. Then I do not work hard. That's it. This is the contrapositive. See, just put not for both the sentence. First sentence is Q. If I do not get the grade, then I do not work hard. Or if I will not get the grade, then I will not work hard. That's all. This is how we are going to write the converse, inverse, and contrapositive for the given statement. Hope you followed. Now let us take one more similar type example. Let us come to this. If x is less than 1, then it is a prime number. So we have to write the converse, inverse, and contrapositive. This is P and this is Q. What is P here? P is if x is less than 1. What is Q? Q is then it is a prime number, means x is a prime number. X is a prime number. So we have to write the converse, inverse, and the contrapositive. First one is the converse. Converse for this is Q conditional to P. Q conditional to P is the converse. Q conditional to P. What is that? If x is a prime number, if x is a prime number, then x is less than 1. X is less than 1. That is the converse. So converse is if x is a prime number, then x is less than 1. Second, converse. Inverse. What is inverse? Inverse is nothing but negation of p conditional to negation q. This is the inverse. What is negation of p? If x is not less than 1, x is not a prime number, that's all. So I will write like this: if x is not less than 1, if x is not less than 1, then x is not a prime number. X is not a prime number. That's all. X is not a prime number. This is called the inverse. If x is not less than 1, then x is not a prime number. And the third one, last one, is the contrapositive. What is a contrapositive? Contrapositive is nothing but negation of q conditional to negation of p. Negation of q conditional to negation of p is nothing but if x is not a prime number, if x is not a prime number, if x is not a prime number, then x is not less than 1. X is not less than 1. That's it. This is the contrapositive. Very simple. See here, listen. Converse of this is if x is a prime number, then x is less than 1. Inverse. What is the inverse? Negation p conditional to negation q. If x is not less than 1, then x is not a prime number. Next, contrapositive. Contrapositive is negation of q conditional to negation of p. That is, negation of q is if x is not a prime number, then x is not less than 1. So this is how we are going to write the converse, inverse and contrapositive for the given statement. Very simple. Hope you followed. So once if you know, converse is q conditional to p. Inverse is negation p conditional to negation q. And the contrapositive is negation of q conditional to negation p. That's it. Okay. Let us take one more example. What is given? If the questions are easy, then the students score better marks. So this is p and q. What is p here? P is nothing but if the questions are easy. What is the statement q? Then students score better marks. Students score better marks. These are the statements. What is p? The questions are easy. Q, students score better marks. Now let us write first one, the converse. What is converse? Q conditional to p is the converse. So what is this equal to? Q conditional to p. That is, first write if students score better marks, if students score better marks, then the questions are easy. This is the converse. What is the converse? If the students score better marks, then the questions are easy. And the second one, converse. Next, inverse. Inverse. What is the inverse? Inverse is negation of p conditional to negation q. See, inverse is negation of p conditional to negation q. Okay. Now, how to write the negation of p? Negation of p. If the questions are not easy, if the questions are not easy, then the students do not score better marks. The students do not score better marks. And the last one, third one, is the contrapositive. What is that? Negation of q conditional to negation of p. What is negation of q? Negation of q means if the students if the students do not score better marks, BETTR, better marks, if the students do not score better marks, then the questions are not easy, that's it. This is how we are going to write. See, this is the converse, inverse and contrapositive. See here, converse Q conditional to P. If the students score better marks, then the questions are easy. Inverse is negation of P conditional to negation Q. If the questions are not easy, then the students do not score better marks. And the contrapositive, negation of Q conditional to negation P, that is, if the students do not score better marks, then the questions are not easy. This is how we are going to write the converse, inverse and contrapositive for the given statement. Hope you followed. This is very simple and very important for the point of examination. You may expect 1 5 marks question from this inverse, converse and contrapositive. Right. Now let us come to the construction of the truth table. This is also very important. You may expect this type of question for 6, 7 or 8 marks. Now construct the truth table for the following proposition. What is the given statement? P conditional to negation P, disjunction Q. So P conditional to negation of P, disjunction of Q. First write down P, Q, then negation of P, then negation of P, disjunction Q, and conditional to the given statement P conditional to negation Q, disjunction Q. Now as you know, for P and Q we are going to write true and true, then true and false, then false and true, then false and false. See, as in the previous class I already explained, for P write true, true, false, false. First true, 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 false, false. For Q alternative true, false, that's it. For P just write down first two, true, true, false, false. For Q true, false, otherwise true and true, true and false, false and true, false and false. Now for negation of P, what is the negation of P? True, for true it is false, for true also it is false, for false it is true, for false it is true. So negation of P is false, false, true, true. Next, negation of P and the disjunction for Q. So you know what is the disjunction? If F and F, then it is false. In other cases it is true, right? Now write down the disjunction for negation P and Q. For these two we have to write the disjunction. So you know the disjunction. In disjunction, false and false is false, remaining cases are true. So disjunction of false and true, F and T is true, false and false is false, and true is true, true and false is also true. So for disjunction, false and false is false, remaining cases are true. So here negation of P, F and T is T, F and F is F, T and T is T, T and F is F. Now write down the conditional statement for P and this. Conditional statement for negation of P, disjunction Q. So what is the conditional? If true and false, then it is false. In other cases it is true. So true and true is true. Again true and false is false. Again false and true is true. False and true is also true. So what is the truth values we are going to get in the end? True, false, true, false. So T, F, T, F. This is how we are going to construct the truth table for the given proposition. That's it. Let me explain once again. P, Q, negation of P, then negation of P, disjunction Q, again P conditional to disjunction of negation P and Q, that is negation P, disjunction Q. So as you know the truth values for P and Q, true, true, false, false, true, false, true, false. Negation of P is true is false, false is true, false is true. And write down the disjunction for, that is negation of P and Q, disjunction for these two, false and true is true, again false and false is false, true and true is true, true and false is also true. Again write out the conditional statement for P and this, P conditional to this. So you know the conditional statement is false only if it is true and false. In other cases it is true. True and true is equal to true. True and false is false. False and true is true. false and true is also equal to true. So therefore the truth table for the compound proposition P conditional to negation of P disjunction Q is this. Okay. Now let us come to the next one. Now construct the truth table for the following statement. So P conjunction negation Q conjunction negation P disjunction Q. So here conjunction disjunction negation is there. Now let us split this. P, write on P Q, then negation of P, negation of Q, and then first part P conjunction negation Q, next negation of P, again negation of P disjunction Q, and let us call it as A and B, A conjunction B. Now what are the truth values for this? You know, true, true, false, false. For this, true, false, true, false. Okay. So now write down the negation of Q. What is the negation of Q? Negation of Q. True is false, false is true, true is false, false is true. F, T, F, T. Now the conjunction for these two. What is the conjunction for these two? For these two, write down the conjunction. Conjunction means true and true is true, remaining are all false. So true and false is false, true and true is true, false and false is also false, and again false and true is also equal to false. So the conjunction for true and false is false, true and true is true, false and false is false, false and true is also false. That is the conjunction for P as well as negation of Q. Next, write down the negation of P. What is negation of P? True is false, true is false, again false is true, false is true. Now write down the disjunction. Disjunction for negation of P and Q. So for these two, write down the disjunction. Disjunction, if it is false and false, then only it is false. In other cases, it is true. So false and true, it is true. Again false and false, it is false. Again true and true is true. Again true and false is also true. So in case of false and false, the disjunction is false. Now write down the conjunction for these two. Conjunction for these two, that is A and B. Conjunction for P conjunction negation Q and negation P disjunction Q. Now false and true. Conjunction is true and true is true, remaining cases are false. So false and true is false, true and false is also false, false and true is also false, false and true is also false. So this is a false statement. So if all the elements in the last, if the truth value gets all the truth values as F, then the given statement is called a contradiction. So if all true, true, true means, then it is called the tautology. That we will discuss in the next class. So this is an example for a contradiction. Okay. Now let us come to the last problem in this set. Construct the truth table for the following proposition P disjunction Q conjunction negation R. So here there are three values P, Q and R are given. So for P, let us write P, Q, R, negation of R, Q conjunction negation of R, P disjunction Q conjunction negation R. Now for three values P, Q and R, the truth values will be like this. So first four. So if it is 2 for P, Q, we are P, Q and R, it is 2 into 2 into 2. That is nothing but 2 to the 4 to the 8 elements here. First true, 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 true. First 4 are true. Remaining 4 are false, 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 false. True, 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 false, false, false. So for Q alternative 2 T, T, F, F, T, T, F, F. First true are true, second true are false. T, T, F, F, T, T, F, F. And for R it is alternative. True, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. This is the easiest method to remember the truth values for P, Q and R whenever the three elements P, Q and R are given. True, 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 false, false, false. For first 4 are true, remaining 4 are false. For Q, first 2 are true, second true or false. Again first remaining 2 are true and remaining last 2 elements are false. T, T, F, F, T, T, F, F. For R it is alternative. True, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. Okay. Now let me write the negation. Negation of R. The negation for this is, for true it is false, true, true, false, false, true, true, false. Again for false it is true, for true it is false. So T false, F true. For T it is false, for false it is true, for true it is false, for false it is true, for true it is false, for false it is true. Now, what is to write? Conjunction of Q and negation of R. The conjunction for these two. Conjunction of Q conjunction negation R. Q conjunction negation R. So, the conjunction, if T and T is there means then only true, in other cases it is false. Okay, conjunction. So, conjunction of Q and R, Q and negation of R. True and true is true and false is false. See, true and false is false. True and true is true. Again, false and true is false. Again, false and true is also false. Again, true and false is false. Again, true and true is true. Again, false and false is also false. Again, false and true is also false. So, true and false is false. True and true is true. False and false is false. False and true is false. True and false is false. Again, true and true is true. False and false is false. False and true is also false. So, only two true values remaining are all false. Now, then what is to write? P disjunction, Q conjunction of this. So, the disjunction for these two. So, the disjunction, P disjunction, Q conjunction, negation R. So, disjunction. So, if it is F and F, then only false. In all cases, it is true. Right. So, true and false is true. True and false is true. True and true is also true. True and false is also true. Again, true and false is also true. Again, false and false is false. Again, false and true is true. Again, false and false is false. Again, false and false is false. That's it. So, here T, 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 F, T, F, F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, in the last you are going to get T, T, F, F. Therefore, this is neither tautology nor a contradiction. That's it. This is how we are going to construct the truth table for the given proposition. That's it. Okay. This is how we are going to construct the truth table for the given statement. That's it. Whenever three values P, Q and R are given, then the truth values for P, Q, R are first for P write down 4T, then remaining 4 false. For Q 2 to 3, T, T, false, false, T, T, false, false. For R it is alternative, true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. Then construct, you will get the answer. That's it. At the end, if you get all the values as T, then it is a tautology. All the values as F, then it is a contradiction. If it is T and F, then it is neither tautology nor contradiction. That we will discuss in the next class. So, that's all regarding today's session. So, hope you followed. You just practice all these problems are very important for the point of examination. Let us meet with the different concept in the next class. Thank you. Thank you very much.